Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Timpedia. Welcome back to the TNT podcast. Oh, God, we forgot to look at the number. I think it's 107.
Almost every time.
We were so good last week. We had the number
last,
ready.
You mean 2 weeks ago? It was also
2 weeks
107
ago.
last time. I was right, so it's 108 now. So I was kind of right. But as always, like I said, my name is Timpedia, and am I right?
Friedman, also known as Andrew, mostly known as Friedman.
Hello, I left.
Just Tyler.
Dude, allergies make you tired. And then across...
AIDS. It's the AIDS, man. I got real confused by the yawn thing, and I didn't know if I wanted to follow that up.
Damn.
You put me on the spot. I didn't know what to do.
Ruined it.
Well, speaking of
I
following
mean, no
up,
way. Falling. You mean falling asleep?
Damn.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. We should have just done a magic pre-show. That's gonna be the first time.
Hear this topic and just know that I'll be sleeping for the next 10 minutes.
This'll be quick, Tyler. I promise.
Oh, okay,
It's
15 minutes.
always
Got it.
quick. Always quick.
So
That's what she says. Oh wait.
every time there's magic news on a Monday, you know it's great because it's a ban and restricted announcement. And in this case, man, Ikoria literally just released in paper on Friday because of Corona, and immediately cards are banned. Who knew Companion was good? Who knew an 8th magic card in your hand that's busted is good? I didn't know that, Freeman. Did you?
No, I think a lot of people on the internet seem to have known because it's all I can read about.
But
at this
apparently
point.
R&D didn't know because for the first time ever, a card had to be banned in Vintage because when you have a Companion, which is a new mechanic from the new set, which basically is Commander in every format, a card called so the card Luris of the Dream Den got banned in Vintage because who knew a Black Lotus every turn was good?
No.
Yeah,
Of course
see?
not.
Even Tyler knows what Black Lotus is.
That's some normie shit at this point.
Just to let you know, Tyler. So in Vintage, they want to let every card in Magic be played, even if they're busted. So generally, cards will not get banned; they just get restricted to one-ofs if they're too overpowered.
Right.
But just because of the way this mechanic works, like it's usually already a one-of, so it doesn't fix anything. So for the first time in forever, they had to just straight up ban a card from the format where they don't ban cards.
Companion is this new mechanic that's literally like your commander for other formats, but it comes with a deck building restriction. Like the one that got banned said all of your permanents have to cost 2 mana or less, but you can cast a permanent from your graveyard every single turn, and it only costs 3 mana, and it can't be removed from your hand. You can't discard it. You can't, nothing can happen to it until you cast it. And
sounds busted to me, Holmes.
Yes, I actually saw a comment from a Yu-Gi-Oh player who was like, "This feels like we're getting too close to Yu-Gi-Oh power creep." But lo and behold, this mechanic is way too good. Although Wizard says it's not in Modern, Pioneer, or Standard, which is funny. But in Vintage, Luris was banned, not restricted, because you can't restrict a one-of card. And in Legacy, Luris was also banned along with, oh God, what's the Fox, Freeman?
I don't know their names. The one that reduces activability cost by 2, right?
Someone commented that I thought was really funny. This is the first Boros card to ever be banned anywhere.
Probably the only one that ever will.
This card reduced activated abilities on permanents by 2 mana, I think.
Yeah.
And that's a free infinite combo with like Basalt Monolith or Grim Monolith. And who knew infinite mana on turn 2 potentially is good. So that's banned as well. And in Brawl, who cares? What is it?
No, this one's
Magistrate?
actual horseshit.
Okay.
All right, so Wizards prints a brand new card that explicitly is like, ooh, it stops you from playing your commander. Let's make this a card because we know people want this effect. And then not even a month later, they're like, people don't want this effect. We need to get rid of it. And it's like, well, who told you that people wanted this in the first place?
Spoilers, people play formats like Commander and Brawl because they like their Commander card.
Yeah, there's a big problem. I like, if you go back to like mid 2018, it sounded like their play design team knew what players wanted and understood how to like estimate cards. And it seems like something happened, and now they just like straight up do not know how to estimate cards anymore.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. One other card was banned in Brawl. Do you remember what it was?
Um,
No idea.
crap. It was
Thank
someone
you,
was
Tyler.
banned as commander. It was Winota.
Oh yeah, we know
The
it
one
was
because you
banned.
just cheat a bunch of free creatures in, and
Well,
Winona Ryder?
no, Freeman.
yes,
It's not a bunch of free humans or a bunch of free creatures. It's a free human that costs 7 mana, 5
well,
blue,
not in
blue.
Brawl.
Well, in Brawl you still can play. Oh no, you can't play.
No, you have the color
Huh.
restriction. Yeah, so it wasn't. Everyone's like screaming out Agent of Treachery, but this ban didn't have anything to do with Agent of Treachery. It's just that it
It's
too
good.
consistently wins on turn 5. Like it's approaching a 70% win rate.
Damn. But
And
yeah,
it would be fine in multiplayer, but like they don't support multiplayer online, and Brawl's primarily arena only format at the moment.
Wizards said also that they're monitoring the other formats because this companion mechanic is so good. But a lot of people are like, you probably just want to sell packs, you liars, because the set.
Oh
is
yeah, they're not
already...
going to ban shit till the fall set comes out.
Yeah.
They're
So
going to see if
I was
rotation
gonna say,
fix
this
it.
just
and if
sounds
not,
like
they're gonna
some
ban shit.
gimmick Yu-Gi-Oh shit. I'll be honest with
oh,
you.
it totally is, Tyler.
It
Like,
re-
you
it
don't
really does.
understand.
Like whoever that Yu-Gi-Oh player you like quoted earlier, this
Yeah.
is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Like this is the same shit that they're doing, and even though I hate using this argument, but it is a slippery slope to, just throwing in unnecessary shit that no one really asked for.
Yep.
But it's all gimmick shit to like that adds to the power creep.
So
That'll just end up fucking up your game, and it's like one of the reasons why I quit Yu-Gi-Oh.
something interesting is that Mark Rosewater, we've talked about him before. He on his blog, actually, someone asked him about it. Someone said like, "I love companions in my cube. Don't change how companions work." And he's like, "We're seeing signs that formats are becoming so rapidly warped around companions across the board that we might have to rework how the mechanic works and errata the mechanic." It's like,
So
oh,
my
that's
favorite
good.
part of that guy asking Morrow, please don't change this busted mechanic. I like it too much.
It's
The
in my
top comment
cube.
on Reddit was like, "There's big Karen energy coming out of this dude telling the lead designer of Magic, don't fix your
Damn.
format. It'll mess up my personal cube."
It'll mess up my cube that probably costs like...
That is some big Karen fucking
It's so
energy
dumb.
right there.
Dude, I want to know how someone's tested their cube that extensively in a month since we found out about the Ikoria card.
Yeah.
Yo, what do you mean? That person's probably in quarantine doing nothing but fucking
That's true.
Playing
jerking
cube,
off
yeah.
to his Magic cards. Like,
Dude, I've been tempted to get on one of those like webcam Discord servers and just play some Magic because I miss playing Magic so much.
Same. I started goldfishing during work.
Freeman, you
me.
should hit me up and we can do fucking cockatrice.
Well, I can't actually play during work. I'm in
must
meetings.
be nice to just play things during work.
Yeah, I know.
Must be nice.
I know it is.
Game or two.
Isn't
Call
it,
of
Aiden?
Duty.
What?
Must be nice to be playing shit during work.
Just to clarify, I'm
Unlike
not actually
us.
playing games. I'm just
Uh-huh.
shuffling my commander
Yep.
deck and testing opening
Yep.
hands while I'm sitting on a meeting
Sure.
that I'm not really supposed to be
Yeah,
in.
it's only
Sure,
me.
rub it in our noses.
Yes. This meeting could have been a fucking email.
Yes, that's
So,
100% what these are. But
But yeah, so I'm sure we'll have more on companions soon. We're actually only like a month from the next spoiler season because of how delayed Ikoria's launch in paper was.
yeah, but it's a core set. Who gives a shit?
But it's about to Fairy, and his
Ah,
format
fuck. I
warping
don't
card
know.
is about to leave standards. So
I'm wondering if it's going to actually make me quit Standard. Standard's so bad right now.
yes, that is another factor of companions and Ikoria being busted, and Uro and Fires and Fast Mana. We don't need to get into it. But what we do need to get into, I did not watch this video, but I know that there was a big hullabaloo about the Unreal 5 tech demo
Yeah.
and how gorgeous everything looks.
Man,
It was
that's what
pretty
it's
hot.
like every
pretty
time they show off a new tech demo, though.
But like, I feel like this is, you remember, this is like a new caliber of tech demo though. Like,
That's what they said about Unreal
Every single
4
one.
and
well, yes,
every
no,
other
no,
E3
this is
tech
true.
demo.
But my point is that it has been a while since we've had a tech demo that was this like drop dead gorgeous level of fucking impressive.
to you.
Wow. Okay.
Damn.
All right.
Sorry.
Look, I remember when Square Enix showed
Big
up.
Dick
was it
Tyler
Project
over here,
Scarlet,
tell
and
us.
and then
Hey,
immediately
man,
said,
yo,
"Fuck it,
listen."
Unreal Engine 4.
I was saying we've seen a lot of shit that just made us go, oh, and like, I don't know, man. It's whatever. like I expect this level of, like from what they did, what they announced last time for Unreal 4. Like I remember that, and I'm like, man, this is actually really good. And I think I've just from working with the software and like paying attention to these trends since I was a little kid, I'm just like, okay, yeah, it better have been this standard because if they couldn't crank out like anything better in the last like what 6 years, 7 years since Unreal 4 came out, then it's a problem.
Right.
All right, shit, fine.
I mean, I also think it sets.
Sorry, not sorry.
No,
No, that's fair. It's
I didn't.
fair.
I didn't watch it, but I can imagine it does look fantastic. But at the same time, I feel like every tech demo that they've ever has looked
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh
Like-
yeah, I mean they're optimized to look pretty, not
Like,
function well.
actually, it's kind of funny. I saw a screenshot that showed the different versions of Final Fantasy VII over the years, and I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
the Final Fantasy VII tech demo from forever
Yes.
ago, and I'm like,
It kind of looks like shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, but that was beautiful back in
But
what,
back
2007?
then, 2006, dude,
well,
that
actually,
was
no.
so nice.
You guys all swept my point away. I was actually going to say, I don't know if this, I mean, it was just a screenshot, but like the screenshot of Remake doesn't look that crazy better. But at the
What?
same time,
What?
You got to see it. You got to see it in motion.
No, I
What? Yeah.
totally understand and agree with you. I'm just saying the literal screenshot showed
I don't know
how.
what screenshot you're looking at, bro.
Yeah, they look very different.
I'm just
Like,
gonna stop
dude,
then.
the lighting, everything,
It
literally
was literally
everything.
Cloud's face over the years.
No, that's not a
If
good.
you're into the zoomed-in
indicator.
shot of his face, then except for
Yeah.
like the pores on his skin, nothing about that changed.
You gotta look side by side the tech demo from 2006 from when like they zoom out of Midgar to the
shot
one
of
now. Oh my god, it's incredible.
The shot of Eris is a very Aerith. You know what? What the fuck ever. I'm not
Who
starting.
cares? Tomato,
Yes, dude,
tomato. We ain't
detective.
gonna flame you for
That
it.
shot, I think, between the tech demo and like the Final Fantasy VII remake were pretty like shockingly different.
Yeah.
And it's just a reminder that our brains do that thing where it's like, yo, Halo looked really good, right? And then you play it and it's like,
Psych,
oh,
this looks like dog
this was
shit.
still like 2004.
Aiden, we'll talk
Yeah.
about Halo and how it looks a little later, and me and Todd talk about what we played.
Yeah, fair enough.
Talk about some shit that look real nice.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I should give my final thoughts on this. Like it looks good. Don't get me wrong. It's what I expected from Epic. They're very well known for their lighting. So if they didn't make any sort of headway in that, then I'd be pretty shocked. But it looks pretty good, and I'm
Did
hoping
you guys hear
some
about their
good
new
things
licensing
come
deal
out.
for developers now?
They have another one.
Yeah, so Unreal Engine is free to use for the first million you make, and only then do they take a cut of it.
Oh, that's been like that for a while.
Was it like that for 4?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they always made a certain amount of. Oh wait, no. It's different now. That sounds different.
Yeah, there was something about it that changed because everyone's
yeah,
saying
they
like,
don't.
"Oh,
They don't
cool,
need
this is
money.
Yeah,
when-
it's
no.
cool for indie projects now." Because anyone who's not
Oh, no, 'cause
expecting
they
to make a big
always
amount of money
used-
is going to pocket all of it.
Yeah, they used to always take money, but now it sounds like they're taking money after a certain point.
Yeah, they got Fortnite and shit. They don't give a fuck
I was
anymore.
gonna say they don't need money.
True, they don't need
They're
money.
giving GTA 5 away for free on Epic Store right now. They don't need
That
money.
means nothing. Today, Aiden and I realized that it's an 8-year-old game, and who gives a fuck?
Todd, you're not
Yeah,
wrong,
but like it's a great way to waste time in an era where we need time wasters.
There's also been a lot of memes
True.
on Reddit about like all these people popping into GTA Online now that is free.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
why
but I
not
mean,
make
it's
a game free?
to be expected. Free game.
Well, yeah, but you guys are both like, who cares? It's free. But like,
Nah, who gives a fuck?
okay, whatever.
Oh, whatever.
I mean, I feel like this is just the symptom of PC master race, where it's like, you got SSDs in your new consoles. Who the fuck cares?
Damn, wow. Speaking
Yeah,
of
throwing a little bit of shade.
speaking of throwing shade and who cares? So 2 weeks ago,
Whoa.
right after the podcast came out,
Sorry about that. My neighbors have gotten into this new sport where they just competitively push their table around their apartment for a couple hours every day.
Damn. That sounds pretty dope. Who's
Competitive apartment table luge.
Who's winning?
Yeah.
Not me.
who's winning? Oh, so who's commentating this?
Who's winning? More like Freeman's losing.
We need the marble guy here to talk about this new sport.
ESPN 8, the Ocho.
The Ocho.
Um,
Oh my god.
but going back to my point of hot takes on who cares. So 2 weeks ago, when we did the last podcast, the Space Force teaser came out on YouTube. And just
What the
today,
fuck is
the
this?
trailer for Space Force came out on YouTube. This is the new show starring Steve Carell that's supposed to be making fun of the Space Force, the branch of the military where it's all about space. and
Okay, good.
everything.
It is connected. So I was gonna say it's weird that they have something
No, it's
named after
intentional.
our
It's-
new.
It's very
military
intentional. And
It sounds really dumb.
so
whatever
they
this is.
plaster all this stuff like the creators of The Office, and there's a crazy stacked cast.
It's a comedy
Um,
though, so this sounds good.
So here's the thing. I guess I'm the only one who watched it. I thought the teaser was like aggressively unfunny, and then the trailer seems to be a course correction to kind of make it look like more of like a day-to-day, almost Office kind of thing.
I see what joke you made. Course correction.
Yeah.
Space
Oh my
Force.
Oh
Gotcha.
god.
Honestly, this show kind of looks terrible. It looks like it's trying way too hard. And honestly, neither trailer made me want to watch this at all. If the reviews say it's maybe really good, I'll give it a try. But like,
Ooh, big
honestly.
F. Fred Willard is in it.
No, John Malkovich is in this too. Jeez.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I don't have any interest in this at all.
Yeah, this looks stupid. I don't want to watch this, Tim. You clearly want to watch it because it's The Office.
Okay.
You know what?
Yeah, calling him out like that.
One of these nights, I guess.
It's just one of those days.
It's all karma because of how good I was doing in COD yesterday. I gotta
Yeah.
get taken down a peg, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, this show it's got a crazy good cast. Like the guy who plays John Ralphio and a whole bunch of other people. That's the only person I remember from it, but I recognize a lot of faces, and it's just, I don't know. Hopefully it turns it around, but every comment I see is just like, this is or I haven't seen anyone be like, this looks hilarious. Most of the comments are just Office references.
All right, well,
Steve
if you're gonna
Carell.
watch it, I'll wait for your first take on
I
it.
just
before
said
I give
I'm
it a
not
shot.
gonna watch it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. He's saying
If you watch it, I'll wait for your first take.
Sure. I know something you guys are not gonna watch. You guys are gonna play because you all have PlayStations.
Yeah.
A ghosty boy.
Hold on, you could totally trade your Switch for a PlayStation temporarily.
Well, I mean, there is a PlayStation 4 in this
I was
house.
like, you have
but it's
Yeah,
not-
Access.
that's what I'm saying. Trade your Switch to
Yo,
that console's
honestly, the amount of time that they spend on your Switch, they might as well just give you the PS4
It's
to play
actually
Ghost of
funny.
Tsushima.
Rachel basically stopped playing Kingdom Hearts 3. It's
Yeah, good.
Why?
It's
You know
a
what?
No,
choice.
that's
shit
fine.
game.
Good for her.
Yeah.
But that's not the game we're talking about. We're talking about Ghosts of
I said
Tsushima.
Ghost of
Oh,
Tsushima.
I didn't hear it.
I said it like
Ghost
twice.
of Tsushima. Let's talk about this.
The Ghost of Tsushima Okami Tenshu 5
Wow. Wow.
Featuring Dante from Devil May Cry.
featuring
So-
Dante from Devil May Cry.
So Ghost of Tsushima had an 18-minute gameplay trailer, of which I skimmed through about 4 minutes of, and boy, does this look beautiful.
It does look pretty nice.
Absolutely. And contrary to some other group of video that we saw, there was actually gameplay. So, that was nice. Seeing how a game actually runs and works.
Microsoft,
like-
I'm looking at you.
In case that wasn't clear for anybody. Xbox, Microsoft. It really does look gorgeous.
Also, they also said that it's run. Right? Am I wrong in this? I don't know. I thought heard you mention it that it's running in 60 FPS, or it's going to.
Ooh.
That is the rumor. That's
That's
probably
yet to
on
be seen.
Yeah, that's probably on the Pro. But I mean, goddamn, like they just dumped so much into particle physics and just beautiful wind things.
The number 60 doesn't appear anywhere on the Wikipedia article, so I don't think they've announced 60 frames per second.
Yeah, honestly,
Might be
I would
rumors.
bet on that not being a thing. I feel like the consoles have really just, the technology is going too fast for them to catch up, and like we're reaching the end of their life cycle at this point. It's like, eh. But it would be nice if we could get that. I'm sure they could probably finagle something on the Pro though.
I was gonna say
And
this seems like the kind of game that will definitely come forward.
Yeah. This is probably going to appear on the PS5, I would imagine. Even though it's like,
Backwards
Yeah.
compatible.
Yeah, I'm sure they're probably gonna, because it seems like it seems like Sony and Microsoft are gearing up to do like another half step. So it's like, oh, backwards compatibility on everything. So let's just make things look prettier, but still make them functional on all the old stuff.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with like the lead time on games. That way they can continue release like games that are coming out for PS4 now aren't just dead in the water. Like there's still going to be a way to play them.
Yeah, which is nice, which is great, but is also not Ghost of Tsushima, which is a game I really want to play. I don't know.
Coming out really soon.
I'm super excited for it. It reminds me of Sekiro because Japan, and I like sword fighting, and
It does have that aesthetic.
it has the very nice aesthetic. Although, and Tyler with the Assassin's Creed reference.
Yeah, it does. It's got like the touch.
That's almost concerning to me though, which is what I thought about. Like, because I was like, man, I remember Assassin's Creed 1. That was really good. Oh wait, it really wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
And that's kind of how the combat reminds me. What the combat sort of reminds me of, where it's like, you press the button and you just instantly kill somebody, which is fine if done properly. But it looked a little too easy. I mean, but it's a gameplay demo, so they're just trying to show stuff off. So
Yeah.
here's to hoping that the game actually plays well. Which, I mean, fucking Sucker Punch, they've crushed it the last few times, so I'm excited for it.
Oh yeah, Tim, you don't have a PS4, so it doesn't matter.
That's why I'm not talking. What I can talk about is an old game made new again. Tony Hawk 1 and 2. 1 plus 2 equals 3.
It's not Tony Hawk 3.
September 4th. The forget about that HD that was super bad a few years ago. This is the real one.
This is the real one.
We got
Do they have
almost all
footage
the
of this
music. Yeah, it was in the trailer.
All right, I gotta see this real quick. Oh my god, just show me the footage. I don't want to see YouTubers talking about this.
Yeah, so apparently they got almost the entire original soundtrack back. It looks good. There's not much else to say. It seems like they've added in some new moves and stuff and some new skaters and updated things a lot. But
money grab.
Oh man, it looks just like I remember it when I played it actually on N64.
Nah, damn.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've added a couple more polygons, but you're probably right.
No, I mean like what you said before, but like how you remember it looking. Like
oh, absolutely.
Like I remember it looking this beautiful when I played it the first time.
Damn, fucking wreck.
It's kind of all right. Am I fucked up for wanting for being more excited about the soundtrack than I am for the game?
No, because you're not the only one.
You're not
literally
the
not the
like
only
this.
one.
Okay.
You're literally not the only. In fact, I think more comments have been made about the soundtrack, even though we can literally listen to it anytime we want to.
But you can't. But you got to be able to listen to it while doing an ollie. That's the kicker.
True. You're not wrong.
Oh shit. Man, what a nostalgia trip.
I'm probably gonna get it. I'm probably gonna regret getting it, but whatever.
I think it would. I think it'd be really fun to do as like a, I mean, honestly, like almost a group LP thing where we all played multiplayer together with like on
Yeah, you want to
controllers
play
on P-
Skate?
No. Well, no, Skate's not nostalgic like this is.
No, I meant the game of Skate. You know what? Do you know what
Oh,
Skate
yeah,
is?
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, not actual Skate,
yeah.
the video game.
Not that much. I'm not actually
Um,
learning how to skate.
No, it depends on price. If they try to sell this full price, no way. If this is like,
I see it being a $40 game.
Do you? I
It's
would
too
call it.
games,
I would
though.
call it 30.
if it see,
It's not.
so
It's
here's the
not going to
thing.
be because Spyro came out with all those games, and so did Crash, and they were all. I think they were 40. I think Crash came out with 60.
Yeah, so this is actually
those
the
are from
same
the same
developer.
studio.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
studio. So I
So
think-
it ain't gonna be $30.
So here's the other thing. I wish it would be 30, but I bet because of all the music licensing they had to do, they're gonna be like,
And
well,
for
to
60?
get it all, yeah, we had to, jack it up to 40. Well, no, just because it's only 2 games instead of like all 3. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
But this is still
it's
cool.
it's 40, and then there's a digital deluxe version for 50.
Isn't there also another deluxe edition for like 100 something?
Oh yeah, it comes with
no,
a
it comes with a
there's a
custom-
collector's edition. Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with like a custom deck, which is
yeah,
actually
deck, a skateboard deck.
Oh yeah, Fabio was talking about that.
Yeah,
They-
I was
comes with
talking about
a
like,
bird,
bro,
a
you don't
birdhouse
even
deck.
skate, dude. He's like, I do it. I'm like, yeah, okay.
No, but like, it would be a cool deck to have. Having a birdhouse deck would be pretty cool.
and
I mean,
apparently
as somebody,
like,
I was into the culture as a youngin when I was young and rebellious, but so I'm like, I would be excited about that collector's edition if I actually still cared.
I've also heard that like $50 for a deck, like a cool deck, isn't that bad of a price?
No, that's not out of the question at all. So like, it's actually pretty reasonable. Like for the game plus a birdhouse deck for a collector's edition, like that's pretty neat. And
Mhm.
like, it's nothing egregious, that's for sure.
Well, it's good to hear they're pricing this correctly.
Well, I mean, we don't know if it's 40. That's the. Oh,
It's
no,
good that we're
I
assuming
lied,
that they're going to
fuck.
price this
Never
correctly.
mind. We know the
I
pricing.
thought- Yeah, no, I thought that was confirmed at
I'm
40.
brain dead. Yeah, it is 40. I don't know. It's coming to everything, right? It has to be.
Is it? Yes, PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
Sad Nintendo
concerned.
noises.
I'm concerned that it's just like not gonna be as fun as I remember it being.
Probably
Oh,
not.
it probably
it's not
isn't.
going to be.
I will say it'd be cool
Like
if
the
they
maps are gonna
started.
be so long.
I
Sorry,
will
go
say
ahead.
no, it's fine. I do think it'd be cool if they use this as like a platform thing instead of just here's 1 and 2 and done. Like here's the 3 DLC, here's the 4 DLC, and then like you just keep the mechanics the same and you like tweak the maps maybe to fit this set. Because there's clearly a reason they're not making a new Tony Hawk game. Like they should know at this point they're never gonna get away with making a brand new $60 Tony Hawk
Yeah,
game.
because the last one fucking sucked.
Yeah, and that's what led to this. And I think that they could easily do like a Call of like what we've talked about with Warzone before. How Warzone, there shouldn't be another Call of Duty this year because Warzone is such a good platform for them to work with. Same thing.
Oh,
with
absolutely.
This. Just don't make a new Tony Hawk game and just put out content for this and update it, and it seems perfect. Just put in a new map for like $3 instead of a whole new shitty Tony Hawk game.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
mean-
reviving old series, though,
Hold on. How long ago was the last one in the series? 'Cause I feel like it wasn't that
Like
long
a
ago.
couple years
I
ago.
feel like it was a while ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago. Remember, the last one came out on Wii U. We looked this up.
Oh, it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago. Longer than GTA 5.
you mean
You
more
mean-
recent?
You mean more
Less,
recent?
Or I
less
mean,
long
yeah,
than GTA
yeah.
5.
Less long.
Less long.
Anyway, the Paper Mario franchise, ever since Thousand Year Door, has been on a steady decline in quality. And out of
Was it?
nowhere, Color Splash did not review well.
I feel like that's
And I remember
why I
Sticker
haven't
Star,
heard about
everyone
it in a while.
hated it.
I
Yeah.
mean, everybody hated Sticker Star, but Color Splash wasn't as bad as Sticker Star.
I don't know. I heard they're
I'll
all
take your word
garbage.
for it.
from everyone.
Fair enough.
I don't know. My brother didn't play Color Splash, but he played Sticker Star, and he was very disappointed, given that Thousand Year Door was his favorite game right before he played that. But-
yeah, I can understand that.
But out of nowhere, Nintendo shows up a trailer for the new one, and everyone's very skeptical about whether this is actually going to be good or not.
It does look nice though.
It looks very pretty.
Yeah.
Although it's making me want to just play Thousand Year Door because I never actually played through it.
I also never have. And everyone's like, you need to play it.
Yeah.
What the hell
I
is
mean,
wrong
both my
with
siblings
you?
loved the shit out of this game. Like, it's very strange because growing up, I was the big gamer in the house. I played shit. For the most part, my siblings would just like watch the story-heavy games I was playing. But Thousand Year Door was that one game that I didn't touch, and both my siblings like played the shit out of. So it's foreign territory for me. Long as this game.
I don't know. Maybe one of these days I might sail the 7 seas for it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that too. I don't know what happened to our original copy. Looks like the game's only like 15 hours long, so this is not that bad.
I don't know.
Some are saying you can beat it in 8 without speedrunning.
So as long as I thought it would be.
Yeah, no, I figured this would be like a 40-hour RPG, but then
Right.
again, this is Nintendo.
You know, Nintendo needs to do one thing to make this a good game.
Nintendo.
Was
Paul, what do you think
Impact
they need to do?
Partners or whatever the fuck
They
it
need
is.
to not be fucking gimmicky.
Do you know what this
You know,
company
I was
is?
like,
I
you
was
know
gonna
who you're
say.
talking about?
I know, it's Nintendo. Everything's a fucking gimmick, but like, just make Paper Mario. Fuck.
No gimmick needed.
Like, it's
Must
not
have
that
gimmick.
hard.
How do we
We
convince,
are a simple people, Nintendo.
how do we convince Square Enix to do the Super Mario RPG but remastered with the same engine that they use for Final Fantasy VII?
What you're asking for is too dangerous. We can't allow that to exist.
It's too dangerous to be kept alive.
For real.
Oh boy.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, I
Anyway.
hope it's good. Cautiously optimistic.
I hope it's
Yeah.
good because, man, I haven't found a banger I've wanted to play on the Switch in a while.
I agree. I actually haven't touched it since I finished Zelda.
Rumor
I know
has
it's
it they
not
were
nearly as
supposed
long,
to they were supposed to air this trailer alongside like the 3D Mario remaster pack, and then supposedly also Pikmin 3 remastered, which I forgot was a thing when that came out on Wii U.
Yep. And no
Yeah.
one got a Wii U, so.
Well, my brother and I got one just because he wanted to play Pikmin 3.
Amazing.
So I know he enjoyed it, but I didn't play any of that, and I just got it for Smash Bros.
Damn.
It's 100% worth it. Smash
People
4 was so much
ever
better than
get
Brawl.
that's all people ever get the new Nintendo console for. Nintendo players only want one thing, and it's disgusting.
Dude, that's why Nintendo's getting sweaty every time Sakurai's like, I'm not going to make another. They're like, yeah, but we have another console in like 5 years.
Yeah, right?
Although rumor has it they're trying to get rights to keep the DLC characters for Ultimate so they can just port Ultimate forward onto new consoles.
Oh! You know, it's almost like another company we've talked about extensively on this podcast that they should have done. Of the Pocket Monster variety. Man, now I'm upset, and I just made myself upset. Fuck this. Let's move on.
It's gonna be okay,
bullshit.
Tyler.
It's not
Anyway.
okay. It's fucking game.
Not to start a fight.
Oh my god.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyway, it wouldn't be one of our triple-digit
Arrest
podcast
that man.
episodes if it wasn't for some stupid Corona cancellation news. But as we all know, the biggest and sweatiest tournament of them all, EVO, has had to switch to an online format. And as everyone knows, playing fighting games online is literally the worst.
So, just to clarify real quick, they basically said we are canceling actual EVO and replacing it this year with something called EVO Online.
Which is way too close to EVE Online, and I keep misreading it.
I actually did that when you added the show notes earlier.
That's why I had to slap the word "is" in the middle, because otherwise it gets really confusing. So EVO is entirely online tournament this year, but as a result, they had to cut 2 members of the roster for this year. The first one, worst Worst online in the world, Smash Bros. Ultimate. Just forget it. No Smash this year. And the one I'm actually pissed about is they had to get rid of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 tournament, just because the only version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that does support online is not available for sale anymore because Marvel and Capcom couldn't come together for a relicensing agreement for digital sales on PS3 and Xbox 360, the last platforms they released on.
It's
So anyone who
amazing.
currently has it can still play it if they run off a private server, but no new accounts can get access to this game. So fuck it, no MVC2 this year.
Damn.
Which I'm pissed about because I love that game.
But man,
That
no
sucks.
Smash
I'll
though.
take you for a ride.
So the thing about Smash is a lot of the fighting community hates Smash players because a lot of Smash players only play Smash. So it's kind of like Smash versus everyone else. So there's a huge split on whether this is good or not. Like I don't give a shit what your opinion is. Not having Smash is a bad thing. Smash brings attention to EVO.
That's very
Why
true.
is this a problem? Why is this an issue?
Is Smash a fighting game? Put your comments in.
There you go. That's the
Is Smash a
hot
fighting
take.
game? That's where the divide really comes in.
Yeah.
It's
Questionable.
and I mean there are a lot of very good arguments that it is not, but there are a lot of very good arguments that it is. It's a weird nebulous thing in the fighting community.
It's close enough that they are allowed to show up and bring all their money and people with them.
Yeah, I mean, also it really doesn't help that Nintendo is like super hands off with the whole fucking online shit. It's like, oh, is it a fight, like a competitive game? Is it not a competitive game?
So-
Are we trying to endorse this or not? And like Nintendo isn't helping the situation either. So
So
No,
I
it's
it's
also
not.
mentioned the online, Aiden. Well, why did it get cut from EVO?
I mean, you know,
Maybe it's because their online system is apparently trash.
terrible, fucking terrible.
When Smash Bros. Brawl came out in 2009, it had the single worst internet ever. And Nintendo was just like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And ignored the comments that it And so that's why Smash Ultimate has 2009 Wi-Fi in it.
Hell yeah, dude.
It also doesn't help that the Switch cannot, without an adapter that you buy, be plugged into the internet.
Correct.
Yep.
Because it's not a fucking real thing.
So all the Wi-Fi warriors are going to descend upon this open EVO online this year,
Yeah.
and we're going to see some crazy bad shit.
Oh God, it's
There's-
gonna be
so-
great.
So
And just to clarify, they're not descending on EVO because they canceled Smash.
No. But every other fighting game still has Wi-Fi warriors.
Yeah, but sorry, I thought you were just talking about Switch.
No,
One, 'cause I don't know
I mean,
which of the
for-
games that are
I mean, I'm
available
sure
are
for
actually
Switch
available.
it would have been
for Switch.
extra bad, but no. So they added in Killer Instinct and what's the one called? Fuck, and do you remember? It's the
Takan.
Skullgirls. That's also in
Takan.
Skullgirls. Ooh,
So
that's
yeah,
that's the name I haven't heard in a
Skullgirls
while.
and Killer Instinct are getting added in, and those games people are hyped for because their netcode is supposedly fantastic. Plus, I always thought Killer Instinct was like one of the only cool fighting games I'd ever watched outside of like Dragon Ball. So I'm pretty excited for Killer Instinct to come back into the spotlight after all these years. But Mighty Keith has done a lot of really funny videos
Oh my
about
God.
this topic.
He's been having a fucking
He's been
field day with this
popping
shit.
off.
And man, they are on point and funny as hell. Like the villain who just has the lag switch just to dominate people on fighting games. It's gonna happen. There's gonna be some crazy lag stuff happening in some of these fighting games. Like Street Fighter V, I know is supposed to have really bad netcode. Dragon Ball even is supposed to not be great.
Yeah, if there was ever a year I wasn't gonna watch, this is that year.
Don't you want to watch for how all the teleporting
Absolutely
characters?
not. Like I love watching Street Fighter at EVO just because of how hyped the audience gets. Not having an audience kills the majority of the enjoyment of just watching two people play Street Fighter.
I will say one
Yeah.
of the only clips of fighting games at EVO I ever watched was the first Dragon Ball year when the whole crowd would yell when they would do their entrances.
Wait, Tim,
Oh.
have you seen the clip of the perfect block at EVO like 2004?
Do you mean
think I
Evo
did.
moment 47?
Oh
Whatever the
my
I
fuck
think
it
I
is.
God.
did.
Dude, that was incredible.
37.
All right.
It's
If you have
Evo moment
after this
37.
podcast, listeners, if you know about the perfect block,
Dagger
Dude,
versus
if you know,
Justin
you know.
Evo 2004.
Yeah, dude, it gives me a chub just thinking about it. Not even play fucking fighting games.
Dude, the fucking roar of that crowd, fucking, oh god, the
Yeah.
power of God in anime flows through me.
The first time I saw it, when you first saw the perfect block, were you blinded by its majesty? Paralyzed, dumbstruck?
Tyler, what game could you possibly be referencing? I have
Oh,
no
I have
idea.
no idea. No clue. Zero idea.
But Aiden, you mentioned the power of God in anime.
Oh, hold on. There's one more. There's a
Aw.
transitionary topic somewhere in the middle here. So Guilty Gear got delayed because
Aw.
the Japanese just do not understand what the fuck work from home is, and
I-
no one's getting anything done. So Arc System Works is just like, yeah, Guilty Gear is not going to hit that deadline we told you guys it was going to meet. So I think it's getting pushed back to late 2021 now, as opposed to early 2021.
I'm just gonna go out here and say that this is like actually life shattering.
Damn.
I am extremely disappointed
And my day is ruined.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. Everything
is
about this is fucking awful. This is terrible. This is a fucking affront to just the fighting game community, and I fucking hate it.
Damn.
Fuck
Dude.
you. I want
everything,
Guilty Gear,
everything's
goddammit.
wrong in the fighting game community right now.
Fucking Guilty Gear. I'm actually legitimately upset about this. I was really looking forward to Guilty Gear coming out sooner rather than later, but we find ourselves in a shit situation, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I was actually going to play this one. I haven't played one since XX Accent Core Plus. I think that was the one that came out. The naming scheme is something else, but yeah, this is annoying.
I mean,
Anyway,
half the reason FGC Online or EVO Online is going to suck is because Japan can't develop netcode apparently because their internet's so good they don't care.
Damn.
Dude, if you're not in Tokyo, do you really matter?
Apparently not.
Damn. God damn.
It seems like it's been a thing in fighting games forever, so no, I don't think you matter at all. But you know what else doesn't matter outside of Tokyo?
Some shit that, yeah, there you go. That was the transition I was going for. It's time for the Weeb shit. There's no fucking news because no one knows what's happening. So I'll talk about the three announcements, two of which are about mangas ending, and one is a content availability outside of Japan. First and foremost, Demon Slayer ended this week.
Yay.
The author hinted earlier this year that they wanted a quick ending, and they went a lot faster than most people thought, leaving, according to my friend, a lot of loose plot threads. So I don't know what happened or why the author felt the need to like just cut it right here. But it's over. So, cross your fingers that they want to continue promoting this.
As a side note, I did see that there was talk of, or rumors of, a side story about the Flame Hashira from the upcoming movie. I saw a headline on Google about it.
Yeah, he's going to do like a epilogue at a later time that's probably going to cover that.
Okay. Hooray.
But like I was saying, keep your fingers crossed that Shonen Jump still wants to promote it after the manga's done. Otherwise, our hopes for a season after the movie might be a little low.
Upsetty.
But I feel like it's become so big, they're going to like drag the guy back and be like, hey, why don't you do a Dragon Ball Super version or whatever?
So generally, they don't do that. So Akira Toriyama is in an interesting position where Toei, the animation company, constantly wants something out there because they make a lot of licensing deals on other products like the fighting games. So outside of writing the initial synopsis for, I think, the first two movies that Super adapted, Akira Toriyama didn't do anything with Super. He has not written anything for Dragon Ball.
Oh,
since,
really?
like, before those two movies, he wrote the first episode of GT, and that was it.
He's sitting on fat stacks.
So, like, he himself is not involved in the Dragon Ball franchise that much anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that. Huh.
It's just Toei Animation is, like, trying to keep this thing alive. And then you go and you look at, like, the Naruto franchise, where the original author, he ended Naruto the manga, which I guess is the end of Shippuden. And then he didn't want to work on it anymore. He wanted to do something else. So they let his previous assistant do Boruto, which is why they're able to make another anime that's all filler, and now they're able to put out more games. And the original author has nothing to do with Boruto right now. He does nothing on that franchise.
Huh.
So the concern of them wanting to keep the franchise alive concerns me, because there's never been a case where they keep it alive and it still maintains the original spirit.
Right.
So
I'm just excited for this movie, and I really want to see more afterward, because especially now that it's done and there's like a story with an end. It's not an anime where it's like My Hero, where it's like this story's never going to end because money and forever.
So
Or
here's the
Bleach,
thing.
where after 260 episodes, technically it's not the end.
Where
Yeah,
just
I'm
please,
not gonna lie.
please
Hero
stop.
Academia is more likely
True.
gonna end like Bleach than end like Naruto.
Unfortunately.
Doesn't Naruto end terribly?
No, Naruto had a definitive ending. The problem is the author slapped on one more villain at the end
Yeah, I'm saying
to try
wasn't
and
it
make it a
bad?
little longer.
Not
I mean,
definitive. Bad.
it wasn't that bad.
Okay, because
It
one of
was
my
just
podcasts,
I really hated the final villain.
one of my podcasts, one of the guys has been a Naruto fan for years, and he was talking like 2 weeks ago about how goddamn like he finally read near the end of Naruto, and he said it was a train wreck.
I mean, compared to early Naruto, yeah, like everything after the second half of Shippuden wasn't that great.
Gotcha.
But like it
I
wasn't.
want to be the 5th Hokage.
Hold up.
It's literally all I
Oh boy.
Hold up. So he stops talking about being the Hokage, and then like, spoilers for Naruto, everyone. Sasuke just straight up disappears for a majority of Shippuden, and then when he finally reunites with everyone, like, Sasuke, you're back. He's like, yes, I am back, and I want to be the Hokage after I kill all of you. And it was like, just Sasuke, what the fuck? Like, anyway, Naruto doesn't talk about the
Sounds
Hokage.
like the opening to fucking, like, after you said that, the opening
The Gundam
song
Wing
from It's
opening.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia came on.
Oh yeah.
Moral of the
Yeah.
story: Sasuke's still a bitch.
Oh my god, I
Damn.
fucking hate Sasuke
Get
so much.
destroyed.
Anyway.
I think that's why he disappeared from Shippuden. I feel like too many people actually liked Sasuke, and they were like, nah, 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 nah.
But like every time he shows up, he has new motivations, and none of them are justified in the slightest.
Yes,
Like he
So
always
he's
has
just
the
a bad
worst take
character.
at any point in the manga.
he's a fucking terrible character.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
awful.
Which kind of sucks because they actually set him up to be like not a shitty character, and then they just did nothing with the storyline.
The icing on the cake is he's actually the best character in Boruto.
Oh,
Like he
fantastic!
successfully grows up to be Vegeta.
Oh, fantastic!
But like he's Vegeta in the universe where like Goku isn't stronger than him. Anyway.
Interesting.
Anyway, staying on top of the news because I don't want to get into that comparison. In terms of other manga endings planned, the Fire Force author announced his plan to end after the next arc, and then he also announced that he's resigning from writing manga. He's been in the industry for a while. He did Soul Eater, which ran on for forever, and I think it's a stressful lifestyle. And he doesn't want to do manga anymore, so I think he's just trying to wrap up Fire Force in a neat package so he can just get on and do something else. So we'll see what happens. Next one. This one's slightly controversial. Do any of you guys remember the show Card Captors?
Nope.
Hell yeah,
what?
Cardcaptor Sakura, dude.
So anyone who watched Pokemon and Kids WB on Saturday knows that right before that episode came on, there was this weird show involving cards that wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh! That was, not gonna lie, pretty interesting, even though it was very blatantly a magical girl anime. And that show was Cardcaptor Sakura, which is a pretty big deal. Like, it wasn't last year, like 3 years ago, I think Sailor Moon got rebooted, and right at the same time, they're like, let's do Cardcaptor Sakura as well. It's up there. And Funimation, or not Funimation, Netflix, like, we're bringing it to the US, we're gonna have exclusive rights to it. And everyone's like, cool. They're gonna redub it like Evangelion, which is great because the original dub was like a 4Kids dub where they completely changed plot lines and they got rid of lesbians and like changed battle mechanics to make it aim more at boys. And so the original dub you can't use because it was with re-edited visuals. So there is one other dub that was, I think, made for like Southeast Asia. So it's pretty garbage.
Yep.
They announced they're not redubbing it. They're just going to use the garbage dub.
Hell
So
yeah.
everyone's really cautious about this because this is going to be a lot of people's first exposure to card captors, and it's going to be with a bad dub.
Oh no.
And I don't know, Netflix doesn't care. Like, this is a prime candidate for the redub. But
I don't know. Show was okay, I guess, looking back on it.
look, I'm probably not going to watch this anime aimed at 8-year-old girls in the 90s.
I
So
was gonna say, like, that I'm not gonna end up watching it.
Like, if anything, I'd watch the remake they did like 3 years ago. But I'm probably not gonna watch the original. Too much other shit to watch.
Seriously.
But speaking of other shit to watch,
We
let's
haven't
talk
had
about what
much
we
time
watched.
to do anything else but watch and play video games all of Corona.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, Freeman, what have you been watching?
So, good question. Hold on, I gotta pop up my anime list because I picked up a couple shows
Too
here and there.
much. Too much.
So I don't
to
remember
list.
I don't remember if I talked about it on the podcast. I started watching this show that was recommended because the director of Konosuba has a new show and it's reminding everyone of Konosuba. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be great. So I start watching, and I got skeptical when I heard the title, Princess Connect Redive. I'm like, you know what? Let's watch. Let's see what this is. First episode feels like Konosuba, but it's very clearly like a waifu bait gacha game show. I get to like episode 3.
Fucking
This
Japanese.
show is
gotcha
not
games.
funny in the slightest. And I keep going to the
Damn.
discussion threads on Reddit. Everyone's like, this show's fucking hilarious. This is the next Konosuba. And I'm like, did any of you watch Konosuba? Like,
Damn.
like except for having like the cards with the show's title pop up every like couple minutes, like there's nothing else about this that's remotely similar.
This sounds like Tim's Space Force rap.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually
So
just thinking that.
I'm not enjoying the show. I would drop it, except I just have it on in the background when I'm eating lunch during the day. During work.
Freeman, what if I told you I have a better funny show to watch during the day at work or when you're eating
Well,
lunch?
the problem is I want, like, if the show's genuinely good, I want to watch it. The show's on in the background because no one really respects the lunch break anymore. So, like, I will go on lunch, then 5 minutes later, I'm in a call. So this is literally just in the background while I'm eating because I don't mind if I have to, like, pause it for 2 hours.
Oof.
Which is why that and Dragon Ball Super are my 2 lunch shows because they're both shows that I really do not respect in the slightest.
But
Damn.
Yeah. Also Super Scarbo. But on the other
Damn.
shows I'm watching,
Blat.
I started watching Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken, which I didn't understand what the title meant, but it's about these 3 students who want to make anime in high school, and it's about the whole like creative process of creating a world.
yeah, you told Val
and
to
the
watch it.
animation style they use when they're talking about visualizing. Well, no, I talked about a different show to Val that I'm also going to mention in a second. But Eizouken's cool because they use this cool like pencil sketch style anytime they want to like draw the world they're talking about. I started showing my buddy Dave another show about making anime called Shirobako from like 5 years ago. That one is phenomenal if you want to know about like the actual process of like creation, the director, bring it to the animators, get the dubbing studio involved. What happens when you have to redo something? The CG versus 2D debate. Like, phenomenal show. Got to the second season of Symphogear. 100% worth sitting through season 1. Season 2 looks amazing. I think that's it for new ads. I'm almost done with Beastars, and I started watching Bookworm.
Yay!
Oh, but the super important one. I'll go first before I'll let you transition to what you watched, Tim. But it's Saturday night. I just finished playing games. It's like 1 o'clock. I'm like, all right, let's watch Tower of God and like maybe an episode of something else. So I finished Tower of God. It's real good. I'm like, all right, what do I want to watch? I don't want to watch anything too heavy. And I go on the front of Crunchyroll and I'm like, what shows are even like still consistently releasing? And I see like Tower of God. I see Bookworm. And then I noticed something very aesthetic. A very distinctly 80s anime was recently updated on Crunchyroll. I'm like, what is this? And I see they just dropped 13 episodes of a show called City Hunter. And every episode thumbnail looks like a YouTube synthwave or city pop collection. I'm like, what is this? So I pop it on immediately right into the opening. This thing was the most 80s fucking anime I've ever seen. Oh my God. I had to look up what the deal with this was. This ran in Shonen Jump. It was animated by Sunrise, who primarily did Gundam at the time. This thing is insane. I've never heard of this show. And apparently, I think one of the New York like anime licensing studios just released the Blu-rays and they partnered with Crunchyroll. So Crunchyroll has like 300 episodes of this and like 4 movies. And I'm like, what is this? So I just watched the first episode to see what the deal was. And this is like, it feels like walking into a time capsule. I'm not sitting through 300 episodes of this, but I may watch a couple more because it's very
Wait a minute, there's 300 episodes?
So the first season's 63, the second season's 63, and then there was a bunch of 13 episode seasons. So maybe 200 is a better estimate.
Oh my God.
Yo, man, it's my aesthetic. I might watch it.
I'm not gonna like watch this religiously, but I'm gonna pop and check because it's supposed to be. I think it's like episodic, so you don't have to like pay too close attention. It's more just like enjoy the plot of this episode. But very aesthetic. I highly recommend people check out episode 1. I am going to warn you, this is from an era where sexual assault was a little more okay. So the main character is kind of a perv, but like people are dying left and right in episode 1. It's hilarious.
It's
Wow.
hilarious.
Well, not hilarious, but like
Nah, you said it. You said hilarious.
a not haha funny, more like
Yep, nope, you said it. You're a fucking psycho. All right, let's move on.
all right.
Just kidding. Did you watch anything else?
No, that was everything. I'm saving City Hunter for last because that was by far the most ridiculous one.
Trying to think of in the last 2 weeks. Really haven't watched a ton. Still keeping up on Bookworm. God, that show's still great. I'm worried where it's going though. I'm worried we're heading for some huge climactic like fight going on. Not fight in the literal sense. I realize talking about this show. But
No, the show needs to stay comfy. I can't take these stress episodes.
But I think I mentioned last time, I don't remember if I actually mentioned it, but I finally got Val to start Isekai Quartet. And then on Friday night, we watched all of Season 2 in one sitting. And
So it's only 10-minute episodes, so it's not like the worst
Yes.
bin
So
possible.
it's super quick. If you know anything... So we're in a place where we finished Overlord. I finished Shield Hero. Shield Hero really doesn't matter. I'm actually sad about it.
There's a reason they didn't want to change the show's name from Isekai Quartet. They're basically
No,
just like a featured act.
So I actually was telling Val, I wonder if they could end up in a situation where they make like Isekai Quartet Class 2 with now Fumi and like 3 other Isekai shows in there. They actually reference, maybe you didn't watch this episode, Freeman. They actually reference another show.
Oh, I know. The Cautious Hero makes an appearance.
He literally shows up outside the school and leaves. And I'm like, Val, that's that show. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I wonder if they would do that. But man, so Freeman, you actually made the comment that season 2 has more crossover stuff. That's more like the cool stuff. I thought I was laughing more in season 1 overall, but the final thing they have to do in season 2, I'm going to make myself laugh just picturing it in my head, has one of the funniest bits I've ever seen in anything. I was dying laughing. I was falling out of my chair. Not even an exaggeration. I was laughing so hard at one of the shots, like a sequence of shots from the end of this season 2. It was Freeman, I want you to get to it. I would almost say I want to watch it with you because I want to see your reaction to it. But like I couldn't stop laughing. This show is so fun and easy. If you just know basics about the shows. We haven't finished RE0, and I haven't watched more than the one episode Freeman showed us of Tanya the Evil, and I really didn't need specifics. Tanya, like, as long as you get the idea of who the characters are, they really don't matter in particular. It's more about knowing Konosuba and Overlord. And
it helps a bit to understand what every side character's deal is, though, especially for Tanya, because all the teaching staff doesn't get like development till the second half of Tanya.
No, and I don't disagree. I'm sure it would help, but it was fine as is. And honestly, you wouldn't need to finish Overlord or Shield Hero. Certainly, Shield Hero is such a minor thing. But what's the other one? Konosuba, again, you really don't need anything. Although, oh my God, Freeman, also. You know how, so last podcast when I talked about it, I made a comment that the writers of Isekai Quartet clearly either work with or know exactly what these characters are like. How they every character is spot on writing for what they do.
Yeah.
There is a side character from Konosuba who has one of the most heartbreaking and hilarious scenes in anything ever.
Oh no, it's unionism. Oh no.
You saw the end of season 1, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Were you laughing when she made up her own class? Did you find that?
I was more sad for her. I hate how they treat Union like in the show.
Okay. This is so further beyond
Oh no.
pretending to be her own class. Oh my God.
Oh no. I don't like this. Union is us, and I don't like watching her get bullied.
Oh, I can't. I'm trying to contain laughter just thinking about it. I will definitely go back and rewatch scenes from this show in the future because it's so funny. But other than that, honestly, I haven't watched very much. That's why I talked about it for a while. I've been rewatching Overlord because I do that every once in a while because I still love that show. Yeah, there's really not. I tried to. Oh, Val showed me a little of K-On! I definitely want to catch up on that on my own time.
I
What?
keep reminding Val that like I recommend shows to her that I don't think you're gonna like, but Val doesn't get that if she likes a show, it does like she hasn't discounted the idea that she likes the show and it means that you must like the show as well.
No, I actually like K-On!
Wait, you like K-On!?
Yeah, we watched the first few episodes and I was like, this isn't amazing. This isn't like earth shattering, but it was fun.
Damn, my calculations were off.
We watched like 5
Nah,
minutes.
Tim doesn't make any sense. He's got a
Yep.
weird taste in shit.
We watched a little more RE0. I think we watched 1 episode since last time. We're still just honestly, it's mostly been Val not in the mood to watch it. She's like, I've been watching all this wholesome stuff, and I don't want to ruin it with RE0. But yeah, I need to start watching. I actually am planning on starting to watch Tanya and K-On! And I threw on A Place Further in the Universe, but we only got 5 minutes in. Other than that, Back to the Future's on Netflix now. Rewatch that first movie. It's still one of the best ever, because why not? My dad almost forced me to watch the 9th Star Wars movie, and I got out of it.
You're like, nah, fam.
He tried so hard, but we ended up just talking, and then we left dinner early because I'm like,
Wait,
there's no
did,
fucking way.
did he watch it though?
Yeah, he did. He said it was great. This is why I didn't want to watch.
Time to disown your
Yep.
father.
So, no, never mind. I'm not going to say that on camera.
Nah.
I'll tell you guys after. But yeah, that's basically all I've been watching. Really not a ton. Mostly YouTube, which is not worth talking about. Aiden, what have you been watching? Anything or just video games?
Saving Tyler for the grand finale.
I see that.
I committed sacrilege, and I am watching a not anime again.
Oh, you're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I am watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Good watch though.
Yeah,
it's commendable.
Val's sisters actually started rewatching the show too. Now that it's on Netflix again.
Like this was a good show, and I'm like excited to rewatch it. So I started that. I also started watching Hunter x Hunter.
Wow.
Ooh.
So
I started just watching that too.
Going from
I am on the
anime
3rd
to
episode of
total
Hunter
anime.
x Hunter.
Why are you
Wait,
watching
hold
all
on.
these shows?
No,
No,
you
you
hold
hold
on.
on.
No.
hold
This
on,
is
no.
being
I hear what he
that's. I know what you're gonna bitch about, and it's being
Mm.
rectified this evening. So shut the fuck up.
No,
I don't want to
it's
hear it.
bullshit.
Hold on,
No,
Aiden, you're
no,
saying you
I
should-
don't want to hear it.
Yo,
I don't-
neither do I. Neither do I.
Yeah, man, you suck.
So hold on, you were saying you do or don't like Hunter so far?
Oh no, it's good. I'm on the 3rd episode.
Okay, I thought I heard you say I don't like Hunter before the screaming started, and I was just like,
Before
what?
the
He hasn't
screaming
given it a fair chance.
no.
Before the
I'm giving
screaming.
it a fair chance. I like it. It's pretty cool so far. I mean, nothing's really happened yet. Outside of like, the whole we're taking the tests to take the test.
Yes.
So
It's the tuning exams.
yes, which is actually kind of why I like it though.
Fun fact, Hunter x Hunter and Naruto started 1 month apart in their manga.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Neat.
Just so you know.
Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. But yeah, I'm having a good time with that. I've obviously already finished that Avatar. Everybody knows that's a good show. Honestly, that's really all I've watched. Other than that, I've been watching like shit about fucking Call of Duty, like attachment statistics and shit.
Jesus fuck.
Because I'm a fucking monster. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm only on those 2 shows for now. I am finishing Vinland Saga this evening, Tyler.
You fucking better.
Okay.
I might finally
fact-
pick that show up.
The fact that
Yes.
Felipe finished Vinland Saga.
All right, listen.
All these
know
other
how
shows
I am. You know how I am, okay?
is bullshit. I don't like this.
I don't like this.
don't like it at all.
Look, I'm just
Tyler,
happy more people are watching Vinland Saga. That show was great.
Yeah, I
It is
wanna.
pretty. It's pretty good. It's actually really fucking good. It's fucking. You should watch.
I was rewatching some old Gigguk best of videos, Friedman, and I had forgotten that that was his anime of the year.
That's what he gave it to last year.
Yep.
I mean, it's not a bad pick. I just completely forgot.
Honestly, if Demon Slayer didn't come out, I'd be like, yo, Vinland Saga is the fucking best.
I still think Mob Psycho 2 was the superior anime of last year.
No, man, I don't know, because I didn't watch Mob Psycho 2 because I didn't like the first 4 or 5
Look, man, we
episodes
can
of
sit
Mob
here and
1.
talk about our bad decisions all we want, but
I'm just telling you how I felt about Mob 1.
no,
I
your
like-
opinion is 100% valid.
Yeah,
I know.
you have the right to be wrong, Tyler. It's okay.
Damn,
I know.
He
Just
said
how
it,
like
not me.
I don't like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know.
Tyler, that's okay, Tyler. You're not. Well, I don't
Look,
hate
we
it.
we understand that you are a man of culture.
Damn Skippy.
Here we go.
A fucking
Damn.
weird
Here's your
culture, but a
hand-
culture
Here's
nonetheless.
your hand off, Tyler.
Man, I'm watching some weird shit lately. I'm not gonna lie. Like both of these things are weird in their own right. So
Okay,
I
one
don't
is
even.
weirder than the other, but go ahead.
One is weirder. No, man. Let me tell you about Gun Gale first, okay?
Oh.
Because this is a weird show, and I honestly don't like it.
To
I thought I
clarify,
would like it.
He's not talking about season 2 of Sword Art Online. He's talking about the spinoff,
I'm
Gun
talking
Gale
about the
Online,
spin-off. Yeah, Gun Gale
which we
Online.
used to call PUBG the anime.
Because it is. Both arcs are literally just PUBG. But I forget why. Oh, so it came up on my Netflix suggested. And I remember you said, was it good things about it? I remember you talking about something about
I
it.
enjoyed it because it didn't have the same problem Sword Art has being like bagged down by here's the main character and his 27 waifus, but it was still the whole
Right.
like let's explore the idea of like VR gaming being a thing.
Instead, I got bogged down by the fact that this bitch only wanted to play VR games because she wanted to be short and cute. Literally her only motivation for joining it in the first place. Spoiler. But they clear that up inside like 5 minutes though.
Yeah, I think it's like episode 2 they explain all this, so it's not that much of a spoiler.
Yeah. And like, man, I just hate like all the characters except her like best friend that joins her in the second arc. She's the coolest because she's like, yo, I just want to have a good time. I don't give a fuck about any of this. I'm gonna buy 2 grenade launchers because I got a sugar daddy, literally, and I'm just gonna fucking buy what I want and do what I want. I'm like, yo, this chick is dope. And then you have like the one dude who, like, I forget who I was explaining it to. I think Tim, I might have been talking to you about it, but like, she competes in the first arc of this whole season. She competes with this guy, and the guy like they make him super cool. They imply that like, oh, he must be doing some like sketchy shit like outside of the game because he knows this and this about guns and tactics, and he can shoot without the red line. Like that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
And he just turns out to be the biggest fucking simp I've ever seen.
He's not wrong.
Like it completely killed it for me.
Damn.
Completely. Like between him just being a fucking lameo and the main character just like not having her priorities straight at all. Like
Damn.
there's a significant thing going into the second arc, and the dude explains to her like, yo, like I want you to do this and you can't tell anyone, you can't even tell the police, but like even though this is a major thing, you have to do it for me. And she's like, I will do this. I'm like, dude, do you not understand the consequences of what you're trying to do right now? Like, what?
Look,
don't
it's
understand.
Sword Art. You just have to like jump to extreme conclusions very fast, or people lose interest quickly.
There's literally no reason for it. There's literally no reasons. And the worst part is, she brings it up in the conversation. Why don't you go to the police or something like that? Or a doctor to like help her out. And he's like, I can't do that because I love her so much. I'm like, get fucking real. I literally rolled my eyes literally into the back of my fucking head. I was like, please.
Amazing.
If this show really wants me to take it seriously, it's doing a shitty job.
Damn.
Now, mind you, the action bits are pretty cool. The way they address firearms is pretty neat too. So I mean, it's got its parts. I think it's kind of
It has
repetitive.
moments, but the whole package isn't enough to write
No,
home about.
I'm like, God damn it! I didn't even watch the last episode yet because I just
Wait,
I
did you
don't
get to the
care.
episode where she talks to her gun and the gun smiles back at her?
Yeah, Peachon. It's happened twice. Fucking Peachon. I'm like, oh, all right, fine, 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 fine. I was like, is this Bleach? Did she just go
probably.
Bankai? And the thing is, all right, so here's my other problem, like especially with that, when she spoke to Peachon, those 2 times, literally the same thing happened both times. Like, I'm not gonna say anything for spoiler reasons, but like, literally, like when the chips were down and she's like, pray to Peachon. Peachon talks to her. For context, Peachon is the main character's
P90.
P90. She uses a P90,
That's
the
it's
bright pink
hot
one.
pink,
Yes,
and she calls it Peachan.
she calls it Peachan. Just like, what the fuck?
Show is a
Awesome.
7 out of 10 masterpiece.
7 out of 10. You know what's a solid 8 out of 10 though? Maybe even no, it's definitely not a 9, but it's definitely a
It gets bonus
7 or
points
an
for
8.
culture.
It's definitely for culture, and I decided to try to live up to my name a little bit more by watching High School DxD.
Oh boy, this
Dude,
show,
You
this
You
show,
mean fat anime titties? The anime.
the fighting
bro,
show
they
where
have
the
their
more you're
own
losing, the more your
physics.
clothes get ripped.
Yes, it's like Team Ninja just wrote an anime. It's amazing. Like, I didn't expect like actual titties. So how did this happen?
What?
Tim,
How
it
did
was
I?
like you. No, I'm not trying to throw Tim under the
No,
bus.
no,
It
no. I
was
know.
like,
I
how do you
mentioned
even
that
like
I had seen that one of the videos. I think Mother's Basement's one of his videos.
Mother's Basement? Yeah.
That I rewatched had talked about it, and I had mentioned that I couldn't. That like, oh, it doesn't seem to be available anywhere.
And I'm like, I'm gonna find it, and then I like watched a little bit. I'm like, damn, these are actual. Like, they're actually just fucking. Honestly, I
Yes,
had no idea.
uncensored nipples.
Uncensored nips, dude.
See, you're
Even
lucky.
in
I watched it
Funimation.
when it was broadcasting, so I had to deal with the like censor lights appearing everywhere.
Yo, tell me why. Wait, unless this got rectified, I honestly can't remember. I know we talked about it, but since Funimation is aired High School DxD uncensored, how come it's not airing what's that show you watch?
Oh, interspecies reviewers.
Yeah, Interspecies. Yeah.
So Funimation does have a couple risque shows. They have High School DxD. They have Testament of New Sister Prodigy, or whatever the fuck it is, or New Sister Devil. And both these shows, while they are risque and there's titties on screen, none of them require the actors to actually like act out sex.
Oh.
That was the problem.
Man, but they do some really strange stuff in High School DxD.
There's some borderline shit in DxD.
Like, there's
remember
one
watching
scene later on where, like, I'm in season 2 and I watched the first 2 episodes of season 2, and the Thunder Bitch, she's like, yo, I need to suck the fucking demon out of your fingers. And I'm like, what? Nani? And, like, he makes this noise while getting his fingers sucked, and she's like, there, it's all out. I'm like, what the fuck? This is wild. That being said, the plot's got me. Like, not even the the haha plot, like,
the actual storyline.
the actual story is like not bad.
All right, I need to rewatch this because I watched season 1 when I thought it was gonna be one of these like one-off harem comedies, and then I heard it was getting a season 2, and I was like, I'm busy, I'm not gonna watch this. Besides, it'll probably end here. Little did I know, High School DxD went on for 5 seasons.
Yeah,
We're getting better with each one, apparently. At least that's what Luigi
Yeah.
told me. So I need to get back on this DxD bandwagon.
It's not, I don't think it's a bad show. In fact, like, honestly, the titties have become like whatever now.
Secondary.
I'm just like, okay, like, this is a thing. Like, it's a part of the show.
The rare anime unicorn. You come for the titties, but stay for the story.
Yo, because it's like, so they're also kind of self-aware too in some of its jokes. Like, they'll make like a clear Dragon Ball reference, and I believe that like his arm thing is like an Escriad reference, like, clearly. I don't know. Have you guys even seen that show? I don't even know. It came on Adult Swim back in like 2006.
You said a word, I didn't recognize it. So,
Yeah, I forget that I watched a lot of anime like back in the day before like Kyle and like Kyle's another anime friend that we watched stuff with, and Freeman. Like all the stuff on like Adult Swim I've watched at some point. Um but yeah, I don't know. It's cool. Um like I said, the anime titties are pretty great, but like I don't know. I
That's
think the
not
characters
all.
are genuinely like funny and like they have character, and it's not like some of the generic like other animes where it's like, oh, generic anime protagonist does like is a blank slate like Kirito, right?
Oh,
Kirito is
the
a
main character
blank
has a
fucking
real
slate.
personality in this show.
He does. Like he has his own motivations, right? And he has his own like reason for everything, and he like you said, he has character. He has like this thing, and like he has actual depth, and he develops as a character.
The one thing I'll just never forget about DXD is every time he powers up his arm, he says
Booster,
"Busto," and then the arm yells back at him in this deep English, just "Busto."
booster,
It's the best thing.
booster. It's pretty fucking great. No, I think it's cool. A lot of people will throw it away as trashy, but I will say it's good. Also, like the production quality is actually pretty decent.
It's a well animated show.
Yeah.
Despite the material, it's very well animated.
Despite the material, it's actually a decent show, I promise. Even when titties are on screen.
Yep.
But anyway, I digress.
Did you watch anything else?
Yeah, so I stayed home yesterday because I was sick. And I watched. On top of that, I've been playing stuff, but I also watched this movie, Road to Perdition. I know it's like I know Tim might be the only person who like has heard of this movie because
I've
he's
heard
in
of
the
it. I
movies.
haven't gotten around to watching it, although it is. I think it also just came to Netflix, so I need to
It
watch
is.
it.
It did just come to Netflix. I don't know. I was searching through movies. I'm like, oh, this premise sounds interesting. Person gets revenge on a mob, like or a mob, like hitman gets revenge on a mob boss. I'm like, huh, sounds all right.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it. I'm like, okay, that was all right. It's got Tom Hanks in it, and he's the mob boss hitman.
Ooh,
And I'm like, I could never in a million years imagine Tom Hanks as a mob boss hitman.
seriously.
But whatever, man, sure. And it's got Jude Law in it, and he's fucking weird. I don't know. If you're into mob stuff or things that are like John Wick but not John Wick, then I would recommend it.
Okay.
But that's as far as things that I have watched recently. That's what I've watched.
What about playing video games?
Playing games, still playing Disco Elysium. Still can't find my fucking gun. I'm on day 4.
How far into that game are you?
I couldn't tell you.
He's on
I
day
have no
4.
Like,
I'm on day
how
4.
many
and
hours
that's
in have you
literally
played though?
22.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, and like I barely even I would say not barely, but I've gotten a lot of things done in that game, and I still feel like I'm nowhere close to the end. But then again, I don't know how far I am in the game either.
Nice.
I've been making some headway, but that's about it. I want to keep playing it because the story is interesting, and so is the world. Oh, I finally got a map, Aiden.
Oh shit! After 20 hours.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Actually, I'm an idiot. It was
Oh,
after
tell me
like,
it's right in the beginning of the fucking game.
oh yeah, it is actually.
So great. Now I have
You
to find that shit.
you can get one like right now, but I
That's
only found it after like, and the game does a good job of being like, okay, I got like everything I can do on this list like done or I could possibly do, and then you find out that you have like 10 more hours left in the day, and you're like, shit, what do I do? There has to be something because the first day, the first day is chock full of things, and like you're basically doing things like constantly for the entire day, and then the second day comes around and you go follow up on all the leads that you weren't able to get to on this first day, plus a couple more, and then you're like, wait a minute, I did everything I was supposed to. This can't
Nani?
be it. Yeah, so it does a good job on that, but it's super cool. You can pretty much play it however you want to, with obvious penalties. but I like it so far. And then I don't know. I've just been playing Call of Duty. Started playing Halo.
Oh, did we?
Was that what you were waiting for?
Yes.
Okay.
The Halo
Yeah.
2 is happening.
Halo 2. It's happening
This game
with
is
some
so hard.
stutters.
You guys already have episodes out of your Let's Play, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we have a ton out.
We're
Yeah.
like, are we halfway?
We're halfway through the game. Yeah.
Even on
Should we tell them where we are, like officially?
Aiden, we just killed the first prophet. We just killed Regret.
Oh, okay.
So we're like halfway. We're about to play as the Arbiter for the second time, and boy, is this gonna
Yeah.
suck. The stupid Mega Sentinels mission that's so bad. They never brought
If
those
they
enemies
came
back.
here to hear me beg, they'll be disappointed.
Are you sure?
Dude, so this game looks like, I know you two had already seen the cutscenes before. Man, these are hot cutscenes.
Dude.
Oh my god.
They're stunning. They really are. They did a really good job on revitalizing this game.
Yeah. Even the in-game graphics just look spectacular. Switching back, it's a same thing of like, man, this game really did look like this, didn't it?
Yeah, but you know what though? I will say that they did better this time around than I mentioned in one of our episodes, but they really took the time to have their art style correct.
Yeah.
Unlike Combat Evolved's remake, which was cool and all, like parts of it were cool, but like it really didn't hold up to that same feel as to
Right.
where Halo 2 so far feels like it really is just an updated look with the same feel.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Combat Evolved was a much more blank slate than
It's also true.
Halo 2. Like Halo 2, it really evolved the series into what it ultimately became.
It as a shooter, yes, but I would say in terms of like the campaign, you could tell like even as simple as Combat Evolved was and how new Bungie was, like for some reason, like when it came to the art style and the mood along with the music, really blended with each other. As opposed to like, for example, even though it was our least liked level in the entire game, the library,
Yeah.
right? Like I hate that level, but when you switch back and forth, right? It's like you go through this like dank like dungeon of a place with all of these like, you know, zombie-like creatures, you know, and this old establishment that's like millions of years old. Like that's the kind of thing I'm looking for, right? With this dreary music, but
Yeah.
in the remake it's very light toned with a lot of bright atmosphere, which doesn't play into the scene that well.
You mean in terms of the visuals, not the music,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
because
no,
everything
the
else is still the
visuals.
same. Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
the visuals now are kind of out of sync, which I could see that.
Yeah,
I think at the same
that's my
time,
thing.
that's part of the new graphics. Like on the old graphics, the flood stood out a lot more, and they darkened the flood down in Halo 1 for the remake.
Mhm.
So I feel like if you have dark enemies in a dark level, that's no bueno.
You're right, it isn't. And like I get that it isn't, but
But at the
they
same
didn't
time, I
have
totally get
to
what you're saying.
make
Yeah.
it. Yeah, exactly.
I will say I am dying a lot more than Tyler. I've died like 2 times for every 1 time, if not more than that Tyler dies. But
The only thing I die to are fucking jackal snipers,
so
and you'll see me rage, legitimately.
I wish I kind of want to pull up the clip to show Aiden, because Aiden will certainly appreciate it. It was in episode. God, it was like episode 23, I think. There's a spot in the second level where, so Freeman, in the second game they added these enemies that, like, you played against the jackals. In this game there are jackals with laser sniper rifles instead of shields, and on legendary they are basically a one-hit kill anywhere.
It doesn't matter where they shoot you. They shoot you in the
And
foot, you're dead.
There is one segment of the level where Tyler, where we spawn, our checkpoint is Tyler's in an alley and I'm like behind the alley going to pick up a real sniper rifle from a dead jackal. And Tyler just keeps spawning, running around a corner, dying, spawning, running around a corner, dying, and then one time he spawns and instantly gets headshot by a jackal, and I'm
Jeez.
just laughing in the background as Tyler's just like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Dude, it's fun. Like I immediately like that alleyway. I spawn. I immediately get shot. Like I had to spawn and just start shooting and pray to God I hit this jackal in the head.
Also, the end of episode 27 is hilarious because it's a warthog section at the start of the Delta Halo
Oh my
level,
God.
and we made it past the first segment, got to the second zone, but our checkpoint would not switch to the second zone, so we kept spawning, getting a warthog, driving past, and there's 4 jackal snipers in between, and for whatever reason, after like 5 times we drove through fine, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, Tyler's dead, I'm dead, just sniped out of the warthog. And eventually we're just like, nah, we're done recording for today.
Yeah.
So then we just started killing each other, which was a fun way to end it. It's a lot of fun, though. Although, also, the Prophet of Regret on
Dude, that was a
Legendary...
hard fight.
Well, actually, same thing with the Heretic Leader. Both of those boss fights have been miserable on Legendary. It's
Man, I don't remember the fucking
Heretic.
the heretic being that difficult.
I don't remember Regret having to be punched like 5 times in the face, like 5 separate
No,
times.
I do remember that. I do remember him
I thought it
taking
was
that
3.
many hits to the face.
But yeah, this
Well, it's how many times you hit him in the face before he pops off.
I will say I think Legendary is just like, even though we're making progress, this sounds
It's
silly
just
to
too
say,
frustrating.
it's too much.
No, I
There's
love
a reason.
it.
No, Tyler's wrong.
Like
There's
it's frustrating, but I actually love it.
I think there's a reason it never came back like this, because they were like, this is too much. This is a skull. This is never base Legendary.
Nah, that's fine. No, I think this is fine. This is how it should be. Because then the game's too easy.
I will say, once me and Tyler finish this segment, Aiden and Freeman, you guys better warm back up on Halo, because the next one to come out is, I believe,
man,
ODST.
I'm gonna carry their bitch asses.
Well,
Is
yeah,
it ODST next?
Because remember, they're doing it chronologically.
Fuck! No!
Damn. I was getting
Yeah, we
hyped
don't
for
get
3.
3 yet.
No!
No! No!
ruined-
God, no!
You ruined 2020 with that news, Tim.
You
Well,
ruined
so-
2020.
No, that's not true, because apparently
already
343 already said that all of the rest of the game will be out by 2020.
Nice.
By the end of the year,
Yeah.
we should have 3 ODST and 4 all in the collection.
Yeah, and you know, I was supposed
I mean,
to
they
go
have
to
to.
Florida for a wedding, but you know how well that turned out.
Yeah,
Damn.
but Tyler, they made that announcement when 2 came out a week ago.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they've been pretty far along on a lot of these, for the most part.
I think also because
Like, and they don't have a choice. They have to do it this year because Infinite's out in this holiday.
100%. But also, if you think about it, 2 was a lot of work, because 2 was basically the worst one in the original Master Chief Collection. Like, I stopped the Let's Play there because it was technically so difficult. We had like disconnect issues, crash issues, not talking online was awful, but there was a lot of problems with 2, and there still are problems with 2 even on PC. But now that we're past 2, we're getting to games that weren't train wrecks when they made them.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I think it'll be a lot easier to bring, and they're not doing all the work and everything. So I think bringing 3 ODST and 4 over will be progressively easier. Now we're over the hill of Halo 2. So I wouldn't be surprised if in like 2 or 3 months, I mean, there's only 7 months left in the year, so 2 months maybe, we play Halo ODST. So I'm excited. ODST is not what I
I was
want.
excited for another Let's Play.
Yeah, ODST is not what I
I,
want, but I've never gotten to play it co-op, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I never actually played anything past 1, so I mean, aside from like multiplayer. So I don't like
Wait,
story-wise.
Damn!
Don't know
Wow.
what's going on. Yep.
Time to play 2 then.
I've played all of them online one degree or another, but 1 was the only game that I finished the campaign for.
Damn, you should do not legendary Halo 2 by yourself. Or
Man.
co-op if you
Yeah,
want.
I'm gonna play it on heroic.
Yes.
I don't feel like fucking dealing with legendary.
I agree with that idea.
I'll play on Legendary with you, Aiden.
Maybe after he plays on heroic, sure.
Fine.
Oh my god. So speaking of multiplayer, real quick, Tyler.
Yeah.
So for the people at home, Tyler played one game online with a PC with a controller and keyboard, or not a controller, keyboard and mouse.
No, I played like 5 with a controller, with a mouse and keyboard,
and then
and
Tyler
it didn't
went
work
never
out.
again. And then he started
can't.
crushing people again.
Then I started fucking
strange to hear.
4-shotting motherfuckers again.
The juices are flowing. Tyler's
Yeah.
back.
Unfortunately, with a DualShock 4.
Heretic. Heretic.
Heretic.
Wait,
Straight-
I'm confused. Hold on.
What?
So there's Halo 2 and there's Halo 2 Anniversary.
Yes.
No,
Why
they're
are
the
they
same thing.
separate in
They're the
here?
same thing.
Yo, you want a nostalgia and bleed your eyes out of your socket? You play classic. You want to play like some real shit? You
No.
play
It's graphics.
Anniversary.
It's graphics.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's
all right.
like
I
one.
will say,
Yeah,
some
it's just
of-
weird the way they have it set out in the menus.
they opened. What was it? There's one map on the Halo 2 Anniversary that's actual booty cheeks. Number one, I didn't remember this at all. I didn't remember this map, but holy shit. It's like a Forge map, but apparently this was like a competitive map in Halo 2, and I didn't remember. But the lighting is terrible.
Damn.
Like you go under, so like there's 2 levels to it, right? When you go under the enclosed parts, there's no fucking light that goes in there. It's just dark. You can't see.
Weird.
Yeah, it's fucking garbage.
But other than that, game's really good. Glad to be
Yeah.
playing it again. Even though the subtitles are bugged and there's bugs all over the game for some reason, that's frustrating. The subtitle, actually, it's like the curse. It's like what would make an anime unwatchable. The subtitles for even are delayed by about 5 seconds
Oh,
yeah.
that sucks.
across the entire board, and there's no subtitles for like in-game chatter.
Can you turn it off for cutscenes?
Turn off subtitles?
Yeah, if they're so delayed,
Yeah, but
can you just turn them off?
Yeah, but I want them on because when me and Tyler are talking, we try not to talk during the pretty cutscenes, but like if we make
Yeah,
a
you
comment, I
still
want
need them
people
to
to
follow
still
along
hear.
sometimes.
Yo, man, it's hard when Get Tactical Marines is about to be said, and you just need to say it.
Yo, get tactical, Marines. They're
We
blew
regret
up.
blowing up his raggedy ass fleet.
Hoorah.
Hoorah!
But yeah, Tyler, any other games?
Beside Carl, I'm playing with the Car 98K and just getting dumpstered.
Oh my
Nah.
god. Following Aiden down his
That's it.
path of destruction.
No, that was just for one day.
Oh, good.
Yeah, my pity day is over.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good.
He's on his own now.
Good. Leave him there.
Damn.
Damn.
He's good doing it to himself. Don't feel pity.
Yo, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Aiden, other than Carl, what are you playing?
Other than Coral and my legendary quest for Damascus,
Continues.
I have been playing World of Warcraft a lot because it's an addiction.
I was going to say, not because you're
And,
having
I
fun.
wish you're aware.
No, honestly, I'm like kind of burning out on World of Warcraft already. Because like this whole expansion has just been fucking terrible.
Actually, I asked Luigi about it the other day, and he can definitely agree. I was like,
Yeah.
Aiden says it sucks, and he's like, yes, it does suck.
I have high hopes for the next expansion. Because it seems like they're at least listening to all of the complaints from BFA. So I'm cautiously optimistic about that.
I just look
but
forward
I've
to
been-
the cutscene cinematic that they put out.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, the fucking cinematics they put out, like
There's something else.
the Warcraft movie should not have been live action. Let me just say that.
All right, we can't go down that rabbit hole an hour and a half into the podcast.
Yeah,
Aiden.
you're right. You're right. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14, so that's another MMO I'm playing because I'm a fucking psychopath.
God, multiple MMOs at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing WoW casually. Like,
Well-
I literally pop on every once in a while. I do a dungeon or two, and then I'm fucking done. I'm not like Luigi. I don't do raids.
I was gonna say the other night when you and Luigi were on, and you're like, every MMO is bad as you're playing Final Fantasy 14 and WoW at the same time.
Yeah, they're all fucking terrible. MMOs are horrible. Don't ever play them. It's too late for me. Save yourself.
I'll say this is a smoker telling people straight to their face as he's taking the biggest drag. Smoking's bad for you. Don't do it.
Yo, absolutely.
Like 100%.
I mean, I remember asking a smoker, "Why do you smoke?" And they're like, "I'm addicted. Just got away from me."
Dude,
It's like, yeah,
it's
it
real.
sounds like Aiden.
Yep. Man, you can only stay away for so long.
Anything besides MMOs?
Yes. I have been dabbling in Diablo still. I'm about to fire up Halo 2 after we're done with this as well.
Yes.
Because that's downloading. But other than that, I'm still working on
Your
Black
old
Mesa.
game.
What old
The
game?
RPG that you and Tyler love.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm working through Legend of Dragoon.
Oh, Legend of Dragoon. Hell
Yeah, that's my little side project. You know, I pick that up when I don't want to deal with the
Man, you
rest.
play
of
so many games.
What is
Harpoon.
this game?
No, but that's no. That's my special game. That's
This is a
that's
throwback
something
nostalgia
sacred.
game.
Damn,
That
that's
is a
it.
sacred game. Yeah, that's super good. If anybody wants a good square RPG to play, Legend of Dragoon.
It's like a classic.
It is. It really is. Like, super good game. Definitely worth playing. Other than that, yeah, nothing much really. I all of my time has been spent in Call of Duty getting platinum on everything.
That's true. I've been working just to reverse the order fully. I've been also playing more Call of Duty. After the last podcast, I kind of really fell in. I bought the Battle Pass. I'm just
Hell yeah, that's how you know you're in.
Yeah, I've been playing it a lot, and it's no more plunder and Warzone unless people want to. It's just real multiplayer now. Hardcore usually. Aiden got me infected. But man, it's frustrating. But I've been playing like every few hours, like during the day at work. I'll be like, oh, I have a little bit of time before lunch. I'll play a game or two. Before my afternoon meeting, I'll play a game or two. Oh, it's after work. Val's not around. Time to see if anyone's on to play Carl.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go.
I did forget that I am playing Animal Crossing as well.
Oh my god. Anyway,
just to remind everybody that
Throw it on the pile.
We're getting vegetable growing.
oh my god. Oh yeah, farming. I'm
Goddamn.
also slowly working through Yakuza. I think I started playing this game too close to when I played Kiwami.
It's just kind of blending together.
It's more just like, oh my god, do I have to level up everything again and go to the restaurants again and go do all the sub stories again and find all the locker keys? And I don't want to do the running the hostess club minigame just like I didn't want to do it in Zero. I might just skip it entirely again. I just don't give a fuck about it. But because honestly, Yakuza is one of those games where you could beat the story doing none of the side stuff, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to do any of it. I boot up League once a day just cause I don't know why. And Sins I'm still playing, but I've been cutting down. I don't know. Sins feels like it's losing its appeal quickly. I got in my few games and now I'm kind of fading off. That's pretty much all the games, obviously, other than Halo we already talked about. That's pretty much it though. I'm still playing Mario Kart every single day against Val's sister. That's a fun time.
Are you the best at Mario Kart?
I mean, I do win like basically every race.
Hell yeah.
Hone those skills.
We're only playing on normal, but like it's pretty much every race.
Come on, man, throw it on 200cc. Gotta go
The
fast.
problem is I can't because it's not just me.
No, dude, man, I don't know who plays on 200cc. If you play on 200cc, fuck you.
Damn.
Actually,
You're an animal.
that's some fucking psycho. That's some psycho Mario Kart.
Guys, I found our next Let's Play.
Mario
yeah.
Kart.
No, golf with your friends is $10 on PC.
Nope. That's a no for me, dog. That's an immediate no
But
for
why
me,
not,
dog.
Tyler?
Because I've watched that game played and I'm not about it.
Yeah, but Tyler, don't you want to? We can't hurt each other through the internet. We can only yell at
No.
each other.
The answer is no.
All right, so I'm gonna buy this game
On
for me
recording,
and Tyler.
absolutely
This game
not.
looks ridiculous.
No, why
What?
don't you? Oh, Tyler wants to not record so he can get real ignorant. That's
Wait,
what it is.
is golf
Yes.
is this the game with the giant robot golf, or is this
No.
a different thing?
No, this is just mini golf with physics and stuff and punt and hitting other people. This is not giant robot golf.
This looks like if you took golf, but you made it Mario
If
Party.
you open Steam Store, it's literally the first thing that's advertised on top. I'm watching the trailer right now.
Oh, I'd be down with this.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is a fun little fuck around kind of game.
That's another game y'all can play without me, I guess.
Tyler, no. What
Yeah,
if we play
whatever.
it
Fine.
off
No,
camera?
yeah, fuck you.
Okay, fine.
Yep.
We'll buy it after this. But Freeman, you're. I know we all know. For the next year, you're down the rabbit hole.
It's not the next year. I'm already 40 hours through Persona 5, greatest game ever made. Yeah. No, we're like a third of the way through it. 40 hours in. I got my monkey's paw wisher. I always wanted someone to talk to about Persona 5, and I finally have my brother because he's playing through it. But he's far surpassed me now. He's at the shit that I haven't played yet because he's in like the original content, and now he's like struggling to not spoil it
Damn,
for me.
get wrecked.
So I need to just rush through this shit.
Oh, the turntables.
Oh, the turntables.
I mean, a lot of the improvements made like the getting to combat way faster now. So, but like I'm still reading everything. Like even though I know the story, like there's certain parts where they made very minor tweaks. Like certain characters, like the beginning of their social links are a lot better. But then I'm at the middle of something, I'm like, oh, a lot of these are completely unchanged. But I don't want to skip anything because anything could be new. So I'm forced to play it at the full 120-hour experience.
Are you playing anything else, or is it mostly just that? Every time we get on Discord, you're
Trying
sitting
to
on your
play
laptop playing.
Overwatch a little bit just because the event's now live. But
Oh,
like,
yeah, I see that.
I jumped in a bit and like, I don't know what's wrong with the community, but like being a tank right now is fucking miserable.
And it's Luigi's main.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the way Luigi does it is he doesn't play tank like a protective character. He plays it like as a very like offense oriented, which I think is the way you have to play right now because no one wants to like function as a team in this game. Anyway, done complaining about Overwatch. I'm not doing this for another week, but I'll
go to the
just be
subreddit if you
grinding
want to
out
see
some
more
skins.
complaints all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of Overwatch, how does everybody feel about IGN re-reviewing it at a 10 out
Oh,
of 10?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is this?
So most games at this stage in their life aren't still kicking it like Overwatch is. Now, Overwatch is no League of Legends in terms of like esports notoriety, but like in the grand scheme of things, Overwatch is still doing fairly well.
Oh, yeah. The dead game memes do not apply to Overwatch yet, certainly.
Yeah. Maybe the esports is garbage, but like I still think like buying Overwatch in the current year is by no means a bad decision.
Yeah.
It's still a fun game and it's not pay to win at all. It's not pay to anything.
I do think it's weird that IGN would choose to re-review Overwatch. Have they not re-reviewed things like Dota or League or other esport games that have lasted way longer?
I
wonder.
I don't know if they have. Hold on, we can
When did
fact
Dota
check
2
this.
come out?
Dota 2 wasn't more than a year or two after League, right?
Dota 2 was 2013. Jeez, it's not feel like it's been that long since that game came
7
out.
years? Yeah, that's 3 years after League.
Jeez, this game's almost as old as High School DxD.
Yo, for real though.
Yeah, both of their reviews for League of Legends and Dota 2 were 6 years ago.
Interesting.
Okay, so
And that's strange that they would pick Overwatch. Of all things.
I'm wondering if it was just one of
Sounds
the
like
writers
someone's
wanted to
getting
do it.
paid.
or
It might have
maybe,
been that one of the writers is just a big fan of Overwatch, and
Yeah.
since they have nothing else to report on, he's like, "Let me just
or
do
since
this."
they play Call of Duty, they have to see Overwatch ads in the launcher.
And, you know,
They're forced to use BattleNet one way or another.
Exactly.
when's Overwatch 2 happening?
Good question. I think it was supposed to be like, I don't think they gave a date, but everyone was speculating holidays this year.
Yeah. Anything else, Freeman? We can wrap this up. We're at almost 2 hours. Just
No,
talking
just
about
Persona
games.
5. I'm a third of the way through and I'm making good progress.
Nice.
And I just got to another dungeon, which means I'm gonna like blaze through the next segment.
All right, well, we're going to try to keep it under an hour and 45 minutes, so we'll stop in the next 30 seconds. So until next time, thanks everybody for listening. We'll be back maybe next week. I don't know. Coronavirus.
Depends if we have content.
Yeah, that's totally true, other than what we watched and played. But until next time, my name's Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
Just Tyler.
The Amazing AIDS.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.